President of the Randolph Town Council.
Good morning. On this solemn day, I stand before you, proud and honored to address my fellow Americans on this auspicious occasion. I'm also humbled by the fact that had it not been for our brave men and women who sacrificed, I would not be afforded this great privilege. I thank Almighty God for His blessings as we come together to honor our heroes who gave their lives in defense of freedom and country. We ask that you continue to keep their families and loved ones cloaked in their warm embrace. I know all too well that going to war is a family affair, and no word of condolence, no number of medals or ribbons can even begin to adequately console a loved one's grief and sorrow. For me, Memorial Day has a special significance, and I am grateful to God on this day to offer our thanks to those who laid down their lives. But as we express our gratitude, let us remember President Kennedy, who reminded us that without action, words are just words. The best way to thank our heroes is not by uttering mere words. It is by giving everything they have earned, from health care to jobs, and to safeguarding their comrades, their families, and their loved ones. I vividly think of the young Haitian lady with whom I was visiting a few years ago. Her children, still in elementary school, sat at her side. Her husband had done 4 tours of duty in Iraq and Afghanistan. And on his 4th, unfortunately, he never returned. But there she was, alone in distress and bewilderment. She was in the process of losing her home. I think of the young man on South Main, his body and soul battered and traumatized from war. But yet there he was, needing health care and facing certain eviction from his little rented home. We are better than this. We have to be there not only when we need them, but when they need us. Our leaders must understand that America does not go to war out of choice, based on belligerence. We fight wars out of necessity, predicated on self-defense and our commitment to peace and justice. It was President Reagan who said, "Americans don't want war, nor the ugliness it brings. War is a last resort. Peace, our highest aspiration." The burdens on these men and women and their families are extremely onerous. As President Lincoln admonished us, we must care for him who shall have borne the battle for his widow and his orphan. As I close, let us remember that America is strongest when America is united. During wars and conflicts, more than 1.2 million Americans have lost their lives. They were of all races, creeds, religions, genders, sexual orientation, born or naturalized, documented or otherwise, and they gave their lives together as one. Because of these Americans, of every stripe. We are able to live in a free society admired by most. There are those today who would try to divide us, but let them be reminded that when we die on the battlefields, in the words of Maya Angelou, we all bleed the same color blood. And so today is much more than celebrating the beginning of summer or a holiday or a day from work or school. Today is a solemn day of remembrance and reflection, a day set aside for contemplation. It is a day to honor and to celebrate those who paid the ultimate sacrifice. I thank you for coming out today. I thank you for your dedication to honoring our heroes who defended our freedom, ordinary people who responded in extraordinary time in extreme ways. May God bless the men and women who gave their tomorrows so that we can have today. May God bless America, and may it continue to endure. Thank you.